Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back once again. I appreciate you guys. And today we're going to be doing a plan for the month of August. And I know most of the month is now gone, but I still thought I would share what I have to do so far. I actually forgot I had this calendar, so I've been using another wall calendar, but I found this one. I thought, oh, I can go ahead and work on my month on here and share with you guys how I do that. So I'm going to be planning from the 18th on, but I will add a few other things on there. And although I hoped that I wouldn't have to do a voiceover, but once again I did, because I still don't know what's wrong with my camera. It picks up so many weird noises. So, okay, let's get started. So what I'm going to do here is list, first of all, any releases that I have coming up or had this month. And so on the 17th there, I am writing one release, which is Romantic Heroes, that actually just released. So you're going to look that up, and that is an anthology. And then on the 3rd of August, there I go. I'm writing in Lords of Love, which is another box set that I am releasing, or that released on the 3rd of August. And those are both historical anthologies. And although I'm releasing them, we're doing the releases on Thursdays because we're not going for a USA Today or New York Times, that kind of list. So when you're not going for that kind of a list, you can release other than a Tuesday, although you do lose any kind of promotions that people do because they're used to releases being on Tuesdays. So instead, you're doing your releases on Thursdays, and so you get more, you won't, those days are not as saturated, I guess I could say. So I have a book, a novella that's due by the end of the month, and it is 20,000 words that I am just now starting to write. And the main reason is that I had a whole bunch of stuff going on. My daughter and her husband came to visit, and then I don't know what I'm doing with my hands there. I'm doing all kinds of motions. So anyway, it's 20,000 words, and so far I've only written 6,000, so I'm figuring out how many words per day minimum I have to do to have the book written by the 25th, I think that is. Yeah, the 25th, so that I can have time to get it to my beta, so she kind of goes over storyline and also any typos, that kind of stuff, and then she gets it back to me, usually within 2 days. And then after that, I go through it one more time, and then it goes to my editor. And I'm hoping that my editor can get it back to me in quick turnaround time. It's due in the beginning of September, but I'm giving myself end of the month deadline to have rewrites done, to have proofreading and beta done, and to get it to my editor and get it back. So we'll see how that goes. And there I am misspelling. I think I put proofer or something. I don't know what I did. So I'm showing you my favorite Tombow whiteout there. And I will put the link for it in the description down below. Now let's see. So yeah, right there I'm saying that I expect it back from my beta reader on that day, and then I hope to get it to my editor and back. No, I got that backwards. Get it to my editor and hopefully back. I don't know if that's going to happen. We hope so. So as long as I get it to the lady that I owe it to by first week of September, I will feel good. Okay, so that is how I plan my weeks. My month usually I have deadlines, and I plan my writing. I usually give deadlines that are a little bit higher than I actually need, so that if I miss it by a little bit, and some days I go up by a little bit, it's not that big of a deal. I don't totally freak out, because I think tonight I sat down and wrote another 1,500 words, so that kind of helps me stay a little bit ahead of the game. Okay, and so then I'm writing there on, oh shoot, I'm sorry if you hear that loud screech, that's my puppy. So anything that impedes my writing, I do enter that in there so that I know that I will have to work around it. And so like the hair appointment, I'll get up early so that I can go have my words in before I go get my hair cut. Same thing for the 22nd when I have accountability with my 2 author friends. I will get my word count done before I leave for being there at 1. And, I'm just writing in what I did earlier in the month. I traveled, just to let you know what I usually would put in there. So usually this one has any travel dates, and like I said, anything that's going to keep me from away from writing, or that I have to plan to get up earlier so that I can get my word count in, that sort of thing. So yeah, that is the how I plan my month. And like I said, here in this one, I kind of sort of skipped a bunch of days. So, but it gives you a good idea about it. Okay, so now in this book, if you remember, I think I've showed it to you before, and it's kind of like a notebook that I made from Happy Planner parts. So the front is a cover that I ordered from Etsy. I thought it was super cute. It says, "Do not worry, be happy," or "Do not worry, be happy." And I will put the link for it down below. The rings are, I think these rings are from an old Happy Planner that I had already used. But you can buy those at Michael's by themselves, or at Hobby Lobby, anywhere, or order it online. And then the dividers that are inside of it, those are the ones that those are from an old Happy Planner, and those I kind of just, I think I covered the backs of them with the scrapbook paper, and then the tabs that have the months on them, I covered those with a with different labels, so you wouldn't be able to see the month, and it works just fine for dividers. And I have current work divider, I have projects, travel, outlines, brides for all seasons, and bits and bobs in the very back. So we're mostly going to go just through the front part so you guys can see. And I'm showing you that I broke a nail. I just got them done too. So in the very first page that you see there, this is kind of like my outline of what I plan to do for the month. And on the top I have "Be realistic, what's next?" Be realistic is kind of like my mantra for this month. And it's taking my time and fleshing out my characters so that they are a little bit more, lots of times we get these reviews or people that say that the story feels rushed or whatever. So the reason I think lots of times that the reader feels that it's rushed is because we are not bringing the characters together on each and every single scene. So in every scene, you need to make sure that the characters are thinking about each other, that they're, imagining one another, that they are feeling or sensing one another, and you have to connect them and bring them together over and over and over again, not just physically, but mostly emotional and inner dialogue and thoughts and imaginations, that kind of thing, so that the reader gets the sense of what is going on there, and that they are, connecting with these guys, and knowing that, that you're layering on top of each time more and more between them, so that by the time that the story ends, or when something happens, the reader doesn't feel like it was rushed, because they have been moving right along through the different thoughts and thought patterns and what is going on with the character, so that they can feel that these two people, and why they finally come together, why they act a certain way, why they, it doesn't feel like they just rushed to be one together the entire time. They have been together in a way through the story. So in August, I'm going to finish this novella. It's only 20,000 words, and I have to figure out how to do all this and somehow bring them together. I want to grow my newsletter by 50 people, and I also want to grow my sales in iBooks. In September, it's the same thing, except I'm going to be writing a different book. And then I am also going to be working on growing my iBook sales, because what I'm going to do is just concentrate on one e-retailer at a time, and I'm going to use my contact that I have through Drafted Digital and get information on how to grow that, and I will let you guys know how that is. And then I also have, a release that I have to do. I have the Duke of Hearts is releasing, so I think it's already up for pre-sale. I'm not sure. I will put a link down below for that. Christina, A Bride for Christmas, is releasing in September. I will put a link down below for that as well. It's going to be on sale for 99 cents until it releases. And then I have to prepare for PenCon, which is the end of September, and I have to get swag together, that kind of stuff for that. And then in October, I'm writing a new project I'm all really super excited about. And let's see what else. Oh, as far as the iBooks, I will let you guys know how that works. The different things that I try, and then if they work or don't work, I will let you guys know how that goes. So we'll do that probably when I do my September video, which hopefully won't be as late as this one. Okay, and then on the very bottom, I have keep it simple, which is pretty much my mantra for the last few months. It's like trying to keep simplify, and then I did a few doodles. I like to try and draw. I practice doodling a lot. Usually I go to Pinterest and look up things, and then I copy them. And the little girl up there with the coffee cup, that's not a drawing. That is a sticker. And here I'm showing you my different doodles that I practiced so far. I try to practice doodles that I can use in my planners or in these lists when I make a list. And so I was showing my husband how if maybe I could doodle some things and then he could use them for stickers when he does them. So that was my attempt at a planner there. I thought it came out really cute. So yeah, just go to Pinterest and it'll have all kinds of doodles there that you can copy. I'm not very original, but I can copy things. Okay, and the next sheet is my daily tasks, and these are things I do on the daily. So I love to make lists, by the way. So these are the things that I try to do every day, which is like check my sales stats, check my email, update my social media, check project pages like my anthologies and stuff like that I'm doing. I also check in on Facebook groups, and I will have more about Facebook groups. I'm working on that. And then check the street team page, check in with those guys, and then go to any different groups with the other authors where we do accountability type stuff. So that's another thing that I am also working on doing. And then on the next page, this is where I was talking about Facebook groups. I started listing them. I'm not done. I think what I'm going to do, these are the ones that I go to the most often so far. And so I'm thinking that this is not going to work. I'm going to try to do something out like a graph and then list the Facebook groups that I go to and kind of to keep track of which ones I go to how often, so that I can cut down, because I really cannot be in that many groups. So I'm hoping to have a place where I can just kind of cross-check all my groups, doing it in a pattern way. And once I get this done, I will share it with you guys. Hopefully I will have time to do it, because I just need to cut down. So anyway, my reminders is just a reminder sheet, and kind of like I was telling you guys that I'm trying to figure out what to do what day on social media. So that again is a work in progress that I'm working on, and I will share more about that later. And then I've also did some more doodles, and the planner and the pen up top is a sticker. Okay, so like I said, I'm trying different things with Facebook groups. At first I thought they would all fit in here in the different squares, and then I realized, nope, they won't fit in there. Then I made that list, and that didn't work either. So like I said, I'm just going to have to come up with a different way to track my Facebook groups, because I have too many. Okay, this page is a typed up table with all my projects on one side. The ones that are highlighted are already done, or I already wrote the stories for. So I have my titles, when it's due, and then who I owe them to. This next page here is my Facebook group, Western Sizzle. If you should join it, because it's a good place to notice how we follow the theme per week and how we interact with our readers. And then also it's a good place to invite readers. If you write Western romance of any kind, please join us, especially if you write more on the steamy side. And like I said, this gives you a good feel for how to plan your week in your very own Facebook page. And you can always use like your own muse, your own teasers, your own free books, your own heroes for Manly Monday, for example. So these are everything that I'm putting an asterisk by is things that you can kind of promote, but it's more of a soft sell, where you're not really like saying buy my book, but you're teasing them with excerpts, and you're showing them your heroes and things like that. So it's a good way for you to get across to your readers how you work, and then interact with them in a way that will not overwhelm them. So yeah, join the Western Sizzle. I will put the link to the group down below and invite people to join in as well. Some of these authors are great at interacting with readers, and I think I do a pretty bang up job myself. So yeah, hopefully you guys will check it out. Okay, so now I'm going over the travel section and kind of showing you how I kept track of the last half of my travel for 2017, and as each event happened, I kind of checked them off. The only thing I have left this year is PenCon and also Southern Magic in November. So yeah, that's about it for this year. And then I went ahead and made a list of the travel that I have going on next year so far. There's a couple of them that I'm not so sure about yet. But anyway, it kind of gives you an idea how I list my travel, to kind of keep track of it. Later on, I will have more specifics on it like I did before. And then that's just a bucket list on the bottom and some stickers. I did draw the little doodle on the top. Okay, so this list here, because I love making lists, is a list of things that I think I can need for a convention, and most conventions are 4 days, so I kind of made a list of everything I've learned to consolidate and keep it simpler, and a lot of the things I have double subs, so they're already packed, so that makes things really easy for me. I just kind of throw them in the suitcase, where some of them are already in the suitcase, they just stay in there, especially my toiletries, that pretty much stays packed and in my suitcase. And that's about it. Like I said, the rest of it is just notes that I'm not really going to go into because everything's pretty much been the same, and then some of it is just stuff that's just for me. So yeah, pretty much I hope that this gives you a great idea and some pointers. And if you need more information or have any questions on anything in my notebook or how I plan my month, please don't hesitate to send me an email. I will put my email down below. There's all kinds of stuff down below. Y'all just need to go look down below. Have a great day. Thanks you guys so much, and happy writing. Talk to you soon. Bye.